Funsie, what up?
Welcome
You're
back to
back.
Funsie, guys. J Melly is back this week. Sacko is gone.
Yes, Sajko's in Charlotte, house hunting, because he's moving or apartment hunting, whatever.
That means
He's
next
moving
week
to
you will be
Charlotte.
gone, Ben, and Sacko and I will be here. I think that's just how it'll work.
I think I will be here next week though. I won't be here
Oh.
probably like beginning of August. I think
Oh,
I'll have to miss it. But that's future.
that's future planning.
Yeah. We don't have Sajko though, and he's does basically the entire planning of the show. So, I mean, this seems like a good time to wrap up.
Yeah. I see that we're finally back in the Kinney residence. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you have good Wi-Fi?
Yes, finally.
That's
Yep.
nice.
But I'm
So-
going back on tour for Ledgestone. I'm just not doing it during the European Open swing or the European swing.
Yeah, here's a question. After your first stint with Gannon and some time of reflection, how do you feel? How did Gannon feel? Do you have any feelings in regards to all the videos you put out and the frequency and all that jazz?
Yeah, all in all, I think it was good. I can't complain. I think it was a good relationship. It was awesome hanging out with Gannon and just like, recording together. And I think, it's important. The important part is like kind of like we're really good friends. So I think that helped a lot. Just kind of, he doesn't really like recording per se. Sometimes like I'll have to like nudge him and be like, hey, like we got to record. So I think it helps like kind of like our friendship, like that understanding, like, at least helps him. So I think all in all, it's been pretty awesome. We've had some videos do really well. And so it's been, I've been very happy with how it's been and how it's turned out. And I'm sure he would say the same, and he said the same to me. He says, thanks for your hard work, Benny.
Nice. So you're gonna go on for Ledgestone and probably through the end of the season. When does like Disc East and Disc South start for you, or like ramp up? I guess I'm sure you're doing stuff for it all the time.
Ramp up is probably like October, but I literally sent out a newsletter today. So if you attended Disc East at least, you got a newsletter today announcing the new dates, the new venue change. But not doing like much right now. Right now is kind of like the back end stuff where I gotta adjust the contracts because I gotta add stuff that I didn't think of last year, and just like some boring stuff. Nothing too complicated. Like reach out to people and maybe like lock down some sponsors. But right now, nothing crazy because it's just too far away for anyone to really care. But October, September is when it starts ramping up, and that's when vendors start signing up, and I got to start like marketing and getting people, pros lined up. Maybe that's what I'll do when I go on back on tour. I'll see what pros want to put in their ear.
Yeah, there you go. I'm wondering, honestly, moving forward, is this something you want to do year after year? Like, I know that Disc East and Disc South, and I'm sure Disc West and North, and maybe abroad someday, that's always going to be a thing year after year.
Yeah.
But in the in-between times, do you want to edit for Gannon long term? Do you want to do something of the sort? Do you want to branch into something new? Like, what do you think you want to do long term in the downtime in between the expos?
I have been really enjoying going on tour and editing for Gannon. I think probably next year, if I were to do it again, I'd probably alter the schedule where I wouldn't go to the West Coast.
Because it's just so far.
Well, that and just like to break it up. Being on tours is a grind, and I had a lot of fun. It was awesome. But yeah, like we were out there for like 2.5 months straight. So it was kind of just like towards the end, it was just like I would love to just eat my own food and sleep in my own bed. So we would probably skip the West Coast just because Disc South, and then the next weekend, hopefully, is Waco. And then, and then everything is like near there. Do that for a month, then come back up for like, a month or so, and then maybe do Preserve, Des Moines, and then hopefully head to Europe or something like that. That would be probably like how I would structure it. next year. I don't see myself ever doing like a full on tour because it's, I don't know, it's just a lot.
Is there a way you and Gannon could work out a, like, you edit from long distance and he just films for himself, or is it kind of like the only reason he's putting out videos is because you're helping him film?
It's basically the only reason he's putting out videos because I'm there filming for him.
Yeah.
He could do that, but as you could see, before I was on tour, he didn't post much. It was like, few and far between.
Totally.
So I think it's the fact that I'm out there, it helps him because he just has to show up and talk and do things, and then I just do all the rest. So
what does that workflow look like?
So filming, obviously, that's a big part of it. Like, I'm filming every single round of his, so that's a good chunk of it. But the workflow is basically like my weekends are like Monday, Tuesday, and my off days. But pretty much every day, I'm either editing or filming or both.
Yeah.
Like the weekends,
Yeah.
I'm doing both. That's like the huge workload. But the weekends, I'm probably doing more filming, and then or no, the weekdays I'm doing. Actually, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a lot of filming. I think I'm doing both now I think of it, because normally our schedule is like post Monday and then post the recap Monday, and then like try and get a random video out Wednesday. So I think I'm editing pretty much in film. Now I realize I'm pretty much filming, editing the entire week.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like stressful. I'd say like it is full time, but it's not like, arduous, if that makes sense. Like I'm like part of my work is just following his card, which people pay to do. So it's like that's part of it, and then editing obviously takes a bit.
Yeah. So kind of the question I was hinting at earlier, as you've been doing it, have there been any lessons learned or like big moments where you're like, oh, we need to do it like this, or oh, I need to only edit during these times? Because kind of what you're explaining is it seems like you have to be on the clock, all week. Is that taxing on you, or is that like, I mean, you said it's not arduous, but like for me, I kind of have to have a set time. Otherwise, I'm just stressing out about needing to get a video out or editing or whatever. I need to have a set time of like, okay, I'm only editing till blank. I'm only filming till blank, and then I can hang out and have fun. Like, is that not the same for you? Like, do you just function differently, or
No,
what do you think?
I just get it. I just got to get it done. That's and that comes with the expos too. I don't set a time. It's just kind of like just get it done. And there's been times where I've stayed up till 5 a.m. on Sunday night editing the full video because we were busy the other days, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
there's not really a set schedule. It's just like, I don't know, it's like homework. Your teacher assigns you homework the Friday before, and then you have to pass it in by next Friday. You're probably not going to touch the homework till like Tuesday, Wednesday, but if you wanted to, you could just do the homework that Friday night, and then you'll be all set. So that's kind of like how it is. It's like I just play it by ear. Like, I don't set like, oh, I have to do this by then. It's kind of like I have this deadline. Well, I guess I do have to do it by then, but I'm saying like I'm not like Saturday is my day to film and edit. It's like no, like maybe some at night, and then maybe I'll finish the rest on Sunday. What I'm trying to say is it's flexible. I don't really plan exactly. I just know.
No, if that works for you, that works for you. I don't know. I think if I was in that scenario, I just couldn't function. Like, it just goes to show how people are different. Like, I need guidelines. I need expectations. I need a deadline that I work towards, and I can finish it early or whatever, and I only work in this time.
I have a deadline. That's the only thing that I need. I have a deadline. Just get it out by then, I get it out. Get this video out by Wednesday, this video out by Monday, and then get this video out Saturday. I know my deadlines. It's just I just get it done whenever. Like,
totally.
I need to.
Have there been any things that you're like, ooh, I want to improve on this?
Everything. I mean, like I've said it so many times, I'm not the best videographer or editor. by any means. This is literally just something I'm doing for fun. It's not a career move for me that I want to like not progress, but get promoted in. If that makes like, I'm not, my end goal isn't to be filming for Joe as an ending for Joe. Like, I'm not trying to climb that ladder. This is just like a thing I do because I love creating and I love disc golf. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of things I could improve on, but I think, you know, that just comes with time, and really just talking to people like Joey Tamale and Dustin and Corey, who's AKA Johnny Football, or not Johnny Football, Johnny Disc Golf. That YouTube channel, if you've ever seen it, he did a documentary on Gannon at Des Moines. But stuff like that, just kind of like trying to absorb as much as I can from these experts in the field and trying to, you know, apply it to what I do in the best way that I can.
Yeah, so not necessarily anything like super tangible right now, just more so like slow like growth, small things that you think you're tweaking over time, and you're viewing it more as like the more experience you have, you'll get better, not like, oh, I noticed this in the video and I really want to work on that. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I think it is both. I think there's been times where I've noticed, like, one thing I noticed was that I started changing was I watched a video back and I would do, and this is like not even have to do editing, sort of. I would put Gannon's round score, so he'd be like, all right, guys, round 3 recap. And I'll put the round score right away. And then I watched it back, and I'm like, why am I putting the round score right away? Like, I feel like...
I did notice that. Yeah. Kind of spoiled it.
Well, how would people want to watch it after he... that's one of the things where it's just like...
No, yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense to me as I'm editing. Like, okay, yeah, this is what he scored. People want to know. But then as I'm watching it as, like, a fan, I'm thinking, that doesn't make sense. I got to put the round score at the end because he's talking through out his entire round. So I was doing that up until like maybe I did at Preserve. So this whole time I've been putting that before, but then I finally realized that Des Moines. I was like, oh, like that doesn't make sense. So I guess that's one thing that I've learned. And
totally.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do some editing for someone on the Pro Tour, and I'll have you to look up to and give me all the advice that I need.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you could easily do it. You're much better editor than I, and I'm sure. But that's I think that's where where my advantage is. I feel like you would want to get paid more for editing, whereas I'm like, you know, like I'm not saying he doesn't pay me. But I'm just saying, like, someone who's like really good would probably want to get paid way more because they put more, I guess, intensiveness into it and putting a lot more.
Yeah, I was talking to someone recently, and they were talking about hiring someone to do some editing for them, and they were like, yeah, he was really good and he did a great job, but like he did too good of a job for what we needed, like they paid him the money he asked for, and he delivered on the money that they asked for, or like he delivered for the money that they were paying him, but they were like, we just don't need this. Like we need something more chill than that,
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the point you're hinting at. Like I'll be honest, I could smack some videos out of the park, but some of these pros are just trying to get their name out there. I mean, Gannon doesn't have to, but more his personality and his brand out there, and maybe that's not necessarily what they're after, right?
Exactly, and that's where I think my market, I guess is. It's like, I'm gonna give you a good video, and it's gonna be edited well, but I'm not gonna put like an animation of Gannon swirling. I don't know, just like these After Effects stuff. But I'm gonna charge like way less than someone who's professionally doing it. As their career.
After doing this for a while, like we've talked about, has there been any tangible things that, like, do you think this is helping Gannon's brand, helping his people see his personality? Like, have there been comments that are like, yeah, like, kind of speak towards that? Like, do you think every pro should be doing this? Like, what have you seen that you're like, oh, this has been working really well for what we're trying to accomplish?
Well, I think the biggest thing, I do think every pro should do it, but I think it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I think if you're like Simon, we had him on Stagger Stance the other day. He said he's only done 2 practice rounds this whole year without being
not filmed. Yeah.
And he came second in those two events. So I think it is necessary, but to what extent? Is it going to impact how good you get and stuff like that? So I think like it's an ebb and flow. Like, cause I know I recorded a Cosmic Flex once, and it was awesome. And like my sponsor's Cosmic, and he's awesome. But I'm just saying, like, adding that extra, and I'm sure you felt this too when you recorded practice round. Adding that extra, at least for me, because I don't have anyone filming for me. Adding that extra like thought of having to place the camera somewhere and every single time.
Yeah, totally.
It just didn't help me, and that is the side effects of creating, I guess. If you are a pro and you're like, want to get really, really good, then, creating content, you might just have to taper it off and just do one practice round, which I think is like the sweet spot. Like, you see Ezra Goose do that, like, and then they can focus on the rest. So I think
I was going to say, well, that brings up the question, and I'm sure you can guess my opinion, but that brings up the question of, can you make more money by just grinding as a pro, or can you make more money by being a really good pro who makes content? So like, say if you're not making any content and you just absolutely grind and try to play as good as you can and finish as well as you can at events, or be like a decent pro, maybe middle of the pack, or don't get to practice quite as much, but you post content 2 to 3 times a week. Like, are you gonna make more money trying to be a really good pro, or trying to be a good pro who also makes content? My opinion, and I'm sure you could guess this, is a good pro who makes good content. Because
I agree.
As a good pro who makes good content, you're going to move discs. As a really, really good pro, and I think this has been shown, like, you might not move discs. Like, the people who have proven to be really, really good pros who move discs are Paul Macbeth and
Simon, Big Germ.
Well,
Yuli.
Simon makes content.
What you're saying?
Germ makes content.
Yes.
And so, like, my argument, I mean, I think it's Paul Macbeth, period. Like, Ricky kind of makes content, but I don't think he really moves as many discs as he could, So, yeah, I mean, you obviously agree with me, but I think that if you're a middling pro and you build a brand, make decent videos showing how good you are, you're better than 99% of people playing disc golf, people will want to watch that, I think we talked about this either on the air or off the air, but I'm shocked that Connor O'Reilly is still on tour. And, he makes a ton of content. And maybe that's the reason, because his finishes have been, definitely lackluster, I'm sure, for his standards. But, he's still out there. He's still grinding. And I don't know the full story, but, if I had to venture a guess, part of the reason he's still around is because he makes so much content and people like supporting him and people want him out there making content and playing disc golf. So,
yeah. I agree. I think the sweet spot is, I think if you are a pro making at least some content, I think the practice round, kind of like Ezra and Goose, is that sweet spot where it's like, if you don't want to go too over, the top where it's like distracting you. I think that's a good sweet spot. So I think that is at bare minimum what every pro should do, is in regards, because I didn't even answer the question in regards to, like, has it helped Gannon's brand. I mean, every comment on the channel is like this, we love these tutorials, or like, this is so awesome to see. They can't believe the #1 player in the world is just giving us free game, like stuff like that. And people are very appreciative. So It's helped like a ton. I guess people see either fans become more fans or people that weren't fans become fans. Because I've heard one of my friends say they weren't really ever fans again, but now that they watch his videos and like he's like they're more because it's like now you like kind of know him in a sense. You get to see.
Yeah, he's more personable.
Yeah, you get to see like the side, and he's literally giving out free tutorials like that are like if you just watch those, you'll instantly, I said in the last thumbnail, instantly increase your rating. But seriously, even though that's like sort of clickbaity, but seriously, if you just watch those, I mean, you're gonna learn something. So it has helped him a ton. And the best part is, and this is my pitch to him, I told him like you're gonna be making money that you've never made. It's gonna pay for itself.
Yeah.
So that's why it works. Like he's number one player in the world, so he's gonna get naturally more views than like someone who isn't as good and might not get as many views. But it's like it's paying for itself, where it's like kind of like a no-brainer for him at this point. It's like, yeah, like I'm gonna make money to pay me, and it's like, and he's gonna make money himself that he would never have made.
Yeah, I feel like people undervalue the exposure content brings.
Yes.
Like, I think at one point people only looked at it as exposure. Now I think the pendulum has swung in the opposite direction, where people look at it as a money making tool. And yeah, at 15 or 20K a video, which is a very successful video in disc golf, you're only going to be making like $100 or $200, and you're like, well, that's not worth it for me, and it might not be. But if you're a pro or even just a disc golf creator, if you can do that, there are way better benefits than just the inherent money that comes from that, and so like I just feel like people undervalue that. And also it looks like Ben has disappeared, so I wonder if his Wi-Fi went out. But yeah, there we go. Looks like it's a solo podcast for me right now. But I've been holding out on this information until we got to an end point in our conversation. But I guess now is as good a time as ever to bring up that I just competed in... Oh, am I allowed to say this? I'm not sure. Well, too late. I was in the Imposter Disc Golf Series for Foundation as one of the contestants, which was a lot of fun. And I can't say very much, but you guys better tune in November, because it was a good time. I think this season was more electric than season 1, but obviously I'm a little bit biased, so, take everything I say with a grain of salt. All right, well, Ben just told me to keep going. Solo podcast style. What else do I have to talk about? Well, here's what I'll talk about. I'll talk about how I am probably going to play a tournament this weekend. And obviously, if you watch my YouTube videos, you've seen that I was recently diagnosed with diabetes. So I think that played a big factor in some of my tournaments throughout this year. Oh, welcome back, Ben.
Thank you.
I talked about how I was on Imposter Season 2 for Foundation, and I was starting to talk about my tournament that I'm probably going to play on Saturday, just so you're filled in.
Yeah, tell us about Imposter Season 2. Who is the imposter?
Looks like he froze again.
I'm here. Who was the imposter? Tell me.
What'd you say? Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah, I know. So, what is up with the Wi-Fi? Who is the imposter?
Well, I will not tell you that, because that would ruin the whole show. So,
Can you tell us who the characters
but
were?
I am only hearing
who the
Ben
people were?
every few seconds. I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to. I don't
Okay.
want to overshare
Yeah.
on accident and give away.
Well, I saw
what
Robbie
happened.
C,
But it was
Gary.
electric, regardless.
Josh.
Who knows, dude? Who knows? There was people there. But yeah, I won't say anything else. It's electric. Better than season 1. That's what I'll say.
Ooh, Lord Brody.
But what I was talking... Huh? What'd you say?
Lord Brody.
Lord Brody, dude. Lord Brody. What I was saying, for the viewer who is probably really confused at this point, was that I'm playing a tournament on Saturday. I think that my tournaments kind of up until this point have been hazed over by my diabetes. I did not feel 100%. I kind of felt better in my last tournament, but I didn't have everything figured out yet, I don't think. So we'll see. If I still shoot like 950 this tournament, then we'll know that I'm just 950. But I think I could bust one out this tournament and really come out of this slump that I've been in, that I think can be attributed to my diabetes, but I don't like making excuses. So you can only attribute it to that if I shoot really well this weekend. There you go. I'll talk about it next week after I shred and shoot 1050.
Where are you playing? Throwing down the gauntlet?
Harry Myers.
Is this for Hooligan?
Yeah. No, it's a throwing down the gauntlet.
Oh, nice. Ooh, Harry
Tournament.
Myers.
So.
My home course when I'm in Texas.
Yeah, I'm excited. It should be fun. Hopefully I play better than I have been. I saw you texted earlier about the Trash Panda new disc.
Yeah, so I thought I was watching a video and I thought he was gonna reveal what the new disc or what the old mold was, and I was too impatient. So I texted you like a minute in, like, what is the old mold? And then like 4 minutes in, he's like, we signed an NDA, so they can't say. I was like, oh crap. I'm excited. Maybe I'll call Jesse. Like, yo, break your NDA for me.
Yo, I need to know. Yeah. I won't spoil anything else.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm getting
for
into
it.
murky waters for Imposter and this disc.
I'm sorry.
So I need to get away.
The roles are reversed.
So
Normally, you're the
accidentally-
one always asking the pressing questions. Where like,
Yeah, true.
Now,
True. The thing that stinks for both of them is I think Imposter isn't coming out till like October or November, and then I don't think this disc is going to come out for another month or two. Like, I know the name as well, and so I just can't say any of this information, so I have to be
I'm like
tight-lipped.
the biggest thing I'm curious about is because it's a distance driver, like unless it's going to be because Trash Pandas discs are normally a little more like beat-inable, I guess. I don't know what the correct, like they're recycled plastic, so I'm curious to see like if they're gonna make this more of like a distance driver plastic, or if it's gonna be like the same kind of ozone-esque plastic, where it's like kind of like not, it's not like DX, but like I'm curious, like maybe they'll do more. I think the Dune actually had pretty good plastic where it wasn't as like. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, is it gonna be like more ozone-y because that was their first driver, or is it gonna be more like premium plastic? I know it has to be recycled, but I'm just curious about that, how that's gonna do. Because with a distance driver, I feel like it's a lot more intricate, and you gotta have it fly.
I talked to Jesse on the phone today about it, and I won't give away too much, but get excited because it's going to be something new. So
Cool. Because I feel like he has to go more premium for a driver. Like, you want something with integrity with a driver, unless it's going to be just a flippier one.
who knows, dude? Who knows? Hee. Are you? It's Worlds Week, right? Where's that?
European
No,
Open.
it's Disc Golf Championship. Oh wait, I'm so confused.
I think it's the European Open.
It's European Open. Oh, but it was it's in Estonia where the
where
European
Worlds
Disc
will
Golf
be
World.
in 2028.
Okay, this is where the sod was laid down recently, right?
Yeah, because it was used as an event and it was just so muddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
European Disc Golf Festival.
Yes. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Wait, interesting. I didn't realize it wasn't the European Open.
Yeah.
I thought
It's the Disc Golf Festival or whatever.
but it's a major. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think they got rid of the European
Yeah,
Open.
they did
no?
because the courses for the European Open are being used
Is
as
Worlds.
Yeah, that's intriguing. I didn't realize they named it something different. I thought it was just going to be European Open, the Worlds, just the European Open at a different place.
Yep. Pretty crazy. This is the event that everyone loved the experience last year, so it'll be interesting to see if that is the same again.
People loved the experience but didn't like the course. That's what I've heard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard.
So
I've heard. I don't personally know, but yeah, I've heard people didn't like the course as much at all. Like, I don't know. They didn't feel like
it's just a temp course, right? It's kind of just on the property in random spots.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah, sorry, we're not a pro tour we're not a pro tour podcast. We're a all the other stuff podcast.
I follow the Pro Tour actively. It's just this one, I'm just like I know what it is. I know it's the big stadium, and I know, but I mean, it has to be temporary. There's no way there's a basket in the middle of the fairgrounds right in front of the stage. But yeah, I'm excited to see first or second major of the year, but see who wins, and then we get right into Worlds, which is kind of crazy that Worlds is coming right up.
Yeah, wild. I think someone dark horse takes it down this year.
Dude,
I don't think it's
so
going to
far
be
it's
someone
been
that we
dark horses like Cadence Burge, Ben Callaway, Ezra Aderhold.
Yeah, I think the field is getting very tight, and so I think it's anyone's game this year.
I think Isaac maybe might win it.
You think he goes 3-time?
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, it's major. It's major time. I'm saying 3-time. No, 3-time. I think he wins European Disc Golf Festival.
Oh.
I don't know about him winning 3-time. If he does, insane. But I don't know. I feel like there's other players that course caters a little more.
What's crazy is if he wins 3 times, he's better than Ricky.
Dude, and he already has 4 majors, so it's like.
How many majors does Ricky have?
Loaded question. I know he has 2 Worlds. I don't think he has any USDGC, no Champs Cups. There might be an obscure major that before my time, like the Kona Peach Day, we used to be major.
Yeah, if
Japan Open.
If Isaac wins the 3rd Worlds, is he better than Ricky?
I'd say at that moment, yes. In regards to the season, I'd say.
Well, yeah, Ricky hasn't won this season.
Well, yeah, I'd say I'd give the edge to Isaac. I'm just saying in general as of right now, because you can't you're 3-time world champion back to back to back. I'd put you up against anyone but Gannon. I think if Isaac would have pulled it off, I think he'd be easily second best in the world. No contest.
Well, he'd go back to back to back in the most competitive era of disc golf that we've seen.
Yeah, he'd easily be second.
I think that, I don't know. If he were to do that, I'd put him in the top 5 all-time conversation.
Easily. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think easily. I mean.
I think you have to.
It'd be hard because, he has so much ahead of him. It was kind of like Gannon. You can't call Gannon the GOAT. He doesn't deserve to be called the GOAT. But I'm just saying, you got to give him, at least 8 more years to see what happens.
True,
but he's on that.
He needs to get him. He needs to get a Worlds for sure,
and he's on that trajectory, obviously, to be considered.
Yeah, this could be his Worlds.
But I think saying the same thing with Isaac, it's he could win, but I think we would need a few more years. Even if here's my take. Even if the next 8 years he doesn't win a single thing, I think people would credit him more being top 5 all time than they would right after he wins the World, just because people want to wait and see what happens, and they won't give him his official flowers until
No, I agree, but I think no one expected him to get that 2nd world title, and he did.
Yeah, well, because of I think the golf course was kind of the.
Yeah, but at that point in the season, he also just wasn't performing very well, and then Worlds popped up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the world champ."
I know, crazy, but yeah. Obviously, I'm always rooting for Gannon to win, and he's probably my favorite to win, just because he won last year at those courses, and he says the monster plays really well to his strings. So,
you know what? My dark horse pick.
Lori Lehtinen.
No. Sullivan Tipton.
Dude, he's been playing. If he wins,
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it now. I bet he wins Worlds.
He's been playing actually amazing though. I think he just got 11th. The one before that he got 3rd.
Yeah.
And then before that in Des Moines he got 5th or something. And then in Preserve he got top 10. He's been sneaky. Sully too.
I bet he takes it. That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
Come back to this moment when Sullivan Tipton wins Worlds. Who said it first? Jay Milley.
Well, he almost won Champions Cup too.
True.
But
True.
final round jitters, that's always a tough thing to overcome.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. Cool. Well, you got anything else?
No, I mean, yeah, I think that's a pod, as
That's a
Sack
podcast.
Daddy would say. We miss
Yeah,
him.
he said, "Well, boys, that's a podcast."
Well, boys, that's a podcast. We miss you, Sajko. As you can see, you're the ebb and flow we
Lifeblood.
need. And that's why I'm so glad we didn't do, because remember I had reached out to you, and then we were initially, well, my plan was always to make it a 3-man, but like I was like, do you want a third? And like, yeah, dude, it is.
Yeah, I was hesitant.
It can be tough, dude. Do 2-person podcast, because it's like,
For sure.
so I'm glad, and I feel like we wouldn't have gone live nearly as much, just because of there's been times when I've had to leave,
Things
or you had to
happening.
go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, three-man allows us a lot of leeway, for
So-
sure, to do things like this.
and
So.
make sure you don't even it doesn't matter, but comment. I love reading the comments. I read every comment. Please comment, and subscribe. We're so
Please.
close to 500 subscribers, only 100 away. So if you're listening to us in the car and aren't subscribed on YouTube, please go over to YouTube and subscribe.
Do the
We'd
thing.
appreciate it. Alrighty.
All right. Funsie.
Fonzie. Bye.